Hi guys, and welcome to another 5-minute review. Today we're having a look at Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of Mordor is an open-world action RPG published by Monoliths, a developer most notable for creating the Fear and the Condemned series. It's available for PC, Xbox One, PS4 and last-gen consoles. The game takes place within the Tolkien mythos and is set between the events of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I'm fairly certain that nothing that happens in the game is canon, although I'm fairly sure a Rings buff will correct me if I'm wrong. Story-wise, we're put at the helm of Talion, a ranger tasked with guarding the Black Gate of Mordor. In the opening sequence we see the Black Gate overran and Talion and his family ritually sacrificed by the Black Hand, who's one of Sauron's top generals. Talion is spared death by merging with the Wraith Celebrimbor. Talion then heads into Mordor to exact his revenge armed with Wraith-like powers. Right, gameplay. As you'd expect from an action RPG, Shadow of Mordor is very combat-centric. What sets it apart from other games in this genre is several unique mechanics that directly affect how you play the game. The biggest and one of the best selling points of the game is the Nemesis system. Basically, as well as your garden variety orc, you have captains. Between these captains is a constant power struggle for control of Mordor. Captains will fight amongst themselves, throw feasts and hold rallies to recruit orcs to follow them, all in an effort to make themselves more powerful. This all happens autonomously throughout the game. So how does this affect the player? Well, all captains are hostile to Talion naturally, and the more power they have, the harder they are to kill. But it doesn't end there. Your goal is to take revenge on the Black Hand. To do so, you need to dispose of the 5 war chiefs to draw out the black captains. You can't even access these war chiefs till you meet certain criteria involving their subordinates, captains that are loyal to them. If a war chief's subordinate is killed by feuding with another captain, you're back to square one, and so progressing the story requires careful manipulation, helping or hindering captains where necessary to get you a shot at taking down a war chief. Also, any orc that kills you instantly gets promoted to captain, which I thought was a nice touch. Moving on to combat. The combat in Shadow of Mordor is exceptionally polished with multiple styles of play, each tied to a weapon that Talion wields. The dagger is your stealth weapon, allowing you to silently take out sentries or slavers if you remain unseen, and is a guaranteed kill. You can drop down on enemies for aerial stealth kills, and if you do get spotted, an outline will show your last known position. Nearby orcs will come and investigate this position, so if you manage to find somewhere to hide for a sufficient length of time, the enemy will forget about you, allowing you to continue being stealthy. The sword is the weapon for when you're in the thick of it, allowing you to chain multiple strikes into combos, parry incoming attacks, and use special abilities when your hit counter is charged. Your hit counter becomes charged after a certain amount of sequential hits and fizzles if too long passes between attacks. This steers you towards staying in the action and discourages hit and run tactics. Finally, the bow uses elf shot and slows time while active, allowing you to carefully pick off foes at range, which is indeed very powerful, but it's balanced by the fact that you have limited ammo and the slow time effect lasts only about 10 seconds and needs time to recharge. All of these blend together perfectly, making for a well-rounded and entertaining experience. For most enemies you can play intuitively and mix and match combat styles as needed. However, captains have strengths and weaknesses which force you to fight them a certain way or get creative. For example, a captain may be immune to range but weak to stealth finishes. The game also features quite a lot of platforming, with Talion being very acrobatic and able to scale sheer walls, hang from ledges, traverse ropes and jump large gaps in a style very reminiscent of the Prince of Persia franchise, which combined with the combat make for a very visually pleasing game that makes you feel like you're playing as a total badass. The game has several RPG elements that allows you to upgrade Talion in ways that can be game changing and totally define how you combat foes. On level up you gain ability points to spend on unlockable perks that are split into 2 talent trees, namely Ranger and Wraith. You can collect Mithrin from finding artifacts and doing side quests that you can then spend on upgrades to health and elf shot, and also unlock rune slots for your weapons. Rune slots allow you to customise your weapons with special bonuses, and you can have up to a maximum of 5 in each. All in all, Shadow of Mordor is a very good, high quality game which is a lot of fun and very rewarding. It hits all the right action RPG buttons without being simply mindless hack and slash. The only major criticism of the game is that the main quest is rather short and relies on artifact hunting and side quests to pad out the length of the game, though for completionists that could be seen as another plus. There's also several DLC packs for this game as well, so if you're willing to spend the extra money then obviously there's more longevity there. And there you have it, a 5-minute review of Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. Thanks for watching guys, and stay tuned.